Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Hall of Famer Bob Berry ruled Milwaukee's airwaves in the 60s and 70s. He spoke with countless musicians and celebrities over the years. Bob collected remarkable recordings of these encounters, which he's now sharing with the public. Here's Bob.
On today's podcast, a really fun songwriter, guitarist, and singer. You've probably seen Jerry Reed in the Smokey and the Bandits movies. We played his hit records.
Amos Moses was a Cajun. He lived by himself in the swamp. He hunted alligator for living. He just knock him in the head with a stone. She got the gold mine. I got the shack. He's found it down, loaded up and trucking. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not.
He was a southern boy from Atlanta, and he'll tell you the rest of the story. Elvis recorded 2 songs Jerry wrote, Guitar Man and U.S. Mail. He was asked to play guitar on both sessions. He also does the picking on Presley's hit Big Boss Man.
Big Boss Man. Can't you hear me?
Reed has been called one of the most inspirational guitar stylists in the history of country music. I talked with Jerry for a couple of minutes at the WOKY Pops Festival.
When you're hot, and Jerry Reed is definitely hot right now. Jerry, welcome to Milwaukee.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
You got a giant of a hit record again to follow up to Amos Moses. You wrote both songs, right?
Yeah, you know, you can blind hog find an acre every once in a while. Yeah, I did. I'm quite tickled about it.
Oh, I bet you are. You're from Atlanta, right?
Yeah, originally. Yeah. Born in Atlanta. Moved to Nashville, keep from starving to death.
Now, how many copies did Amos Moses sell to this date?
I don't really know. I think it's around 1,200,000, I think. And I wish I could get about one of those a month.
Yeah. You got a follow-up ready for Hot?
Yes, I have. I've worked on it now about 2 weeks, and I'm quite anxious to get in the studio and see what we come up with. You know, that's where they're born anyway, is in the studio, and not often I get excited about going in there, but I think we've got one that, well, I know it's going to be a lot of fun cutting it. I don't know about the people out there that listen, but we're going to try it on and see.
They must think they're a lot of fun. How do you come up with these ideas? Hitting alligators with stops and...
I don't know. I think I've completely lost my mind, Bob. I really do. I think I've just... I don't know. You go back and you try to remember, you know, what makes you write what, and why do you say this particular thing or that particular thing. I guess it was just time to say it. I don't know. I really don't.
I saw you in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago, and what are your opinions of Las Vegas?
It's a long way from the house, Las Vegas is. I guess it's one of the most difficult places in the world to work because you have such, I guess, the most sophisticated audiences that you'll find anywhere, and I guess they're the most overworked audience in the world because they hear the best all the time. They've got the best money can buy, you know, coming in and out of Vegas every week. And so they sit there and they say, you know, show me what you can do. And when you're used to concert audiences like I am, it's just not as much fun, really, as it is coming to places like Milwaukee and playing a concert where you get the people out who want to listen to you and have a good time. You know, there's quite a difference.
You like working with Glenn Campbell?
Oh, yeah. Glenn's one of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life. Bob, he's very real. He's a very human individual. He's just one of the greatest people I've ever come across in my life.
I was really surprised going backstage to talk to Glenn. He was playing cards, and he said, you know, sit down, have a drink. It's the most relaxed interview I've ever done, I think.
That's Glenn. That's Glenn. That's just the way he is.
Are you going to be on with him again in the fall?
Yeah, I think to start filming in August. I'm not going to go out as much because I don't live in L.A., I live in Nashville, and I flew out every week, and it's just too much. So we're trying to figure out a way where I can go out about every 3 weeks and film what I'm going to do and then go back home. because that's too far. 4,000 miles a show.
Oh, yeah.
That gets old pretty quick. And you do it 26 weeks out of the year, and it gets pretty old.
You ever been to Milwaukee before?
No, it's first trip up here. And I wish it wasn't. And I'm looking forward to coming back, really. I'd like to get the people in a building somewhere in a concert, and where you can really, get right down on their level and hear their response. And it's awfully hard in a ballpark to reach them and get close to them.
Right. Too far away.
Yeah. So I'm coming back one of these days.
Great. Jerry, thanks a lot for coming to the Pop Festival. We certainly appreciate it. And keep on pushing those hits. When you're hot, you're hot.
And when you're hot, you're hot. And remember, I said that song. Hello, folks. I'm Jerry Reed. And I just want to remind you that you better keep listening to the Bob Berry Show on WOKY. I'm personally going to come out there and knock you in the head with a song.
Bob Berry, WOKY, 1992.
Thank you for listening to Bob Berry's Unearthed Interviews. Be sure to subscribe and rate our podcast on iTunes or wherever you find your podcasts. You can find all the episodes at WisconsinBroadcastingMuseum.org. Check out Bob Berry's book, Rock and Roll Radio Milwaukee. Book sale proceeds support Angels Kids Fund and Donate Life Wisconsin. The preceding program was made possible by a generous contribution from Terry Bond.